Hey guys, this is Scott, and this is one of my first videos, I think, on this project. I'm building a refugium for my 80-gallon saltwater tank, and I had a really hard problem trying to match capacity of the refugium I wanted with being able to actually stick a glass aquarium down underneath the existing aquarium. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's the 80-gallon butte. But underneath, there's only limited space to where you can really get something in there. And I wanted to try and fully utilize the volume of space I had in there without going overboard. But glass aquariums just weren't doing the trick. For example, unless I was going to do like two 12s or two 5s or something. Here's a 29 I bought, and it just absolutely would not fit back there. That's what I was going to do at first, sliding it back in there. So what I did was I went to the Home Depot. I bought 2 large heavy-duty plastic containers. I ordered custom plexiglass squares, and then I cut them down with a jig. I tried using aquarium silicone with terrible results. It didn't bond to the plastic real well at all, so I ended up going with a GE that's more made for plastics. That worked really well, cured really fast. It's definitely holding its own as far as waterproofing on the bulkheads. And the one issue I have is it doesn't secure to the plastic as well as the glass. So 2 things. I bound these up so that they wouldn't expand, they would decrease the expansion when I actually added water. First time I did it, my panels came loose. The second thing is you can see the white squares in there, the white triangles, squares. Those are bolted with machine bolts and sealed to hold those plexiglasses in place. I made the mistake on my first test of actually filling only one side. It put all the pressure against it and just knocked everything right out. This time when I filled it up, I went ahead and I equaled out the distribution of the water as not to put too much force on any particular panel. I have a mag pump running at the end. I'll run you really quick through this. This is where the return's going to come in. It's got a piece of plexi that's going higher than the rest of the water, so it forces it underneath to get rid of the micro bubbles, which, as you can see on the other side, is doing a fantastic job. There's almost no bubbles. It's skimming across this area, which has 2 panels that go down to the bottom. Oops. 2 panels that go down to the bottom. This is where the sand and the plant, the algae, macroalgae, is going to be. And then again, it goes over, under the next one, and back up. Then I have 2 bulkheads to 2 bulkheads connectors with clear 1-inch UV PVC, which is working fantastic without even being sealed right now. Very like a drop maybe every 10 minutes. I'm going to seal them before I put it totally together. And then it comes into this guy, again, goes down underneath the baffle, in here where the protein skimmer is going to be, and bio balls, and then over the top here, and then into the mag pump. I think it's a mag 3. It does about 300 gallons per hour. My overflow is 600, so I got a good ratio, I think, on the rating that I don't have to worry about the mag ever trying to keep up with the overflow. It feeds it, so it's going to be 300 gallons per hour, but the overflow can handle it. At some point, I'll put a float switch in here to kill the mag motor if the water levels ever drop, etc. And then, as you can see, again, the machine screws, washer, nut, and then sealed. I ordered those online. So then today, after about 2 days of curing on everything, drilling, you name it, we're going to have to run our water test. Now, I have well water that I filled this up with, hence why it's so yellow and nasty. But for all intents and purposes, I wanted to see that, yes, it's going under, it's coming over. Oops, hang on. That's not good. That's not what we wanted. There we go. All right. It's going under, it's coming over through the macroalgae, over the next baffle, underneath the next, and then you can actually see what's nice is because of these 2, the volume going through them is actually pretty substantial. There's actually really good flow and movement in here, so I don't have to worry about dead areas. Goes under this baffle here, into the protein skimmer bioball area, and then over the final baffle into the mag. Really happy with everything. I bought some tubing and I connected it with a connector to the mag. It's nice and solid. The mag seems to have a really good flow, and you know what? It took me about 3 weeks to finally get this right. But the fact that I have 2 12-gallon drums containers. I'm probably going to stuff this up a couple gallons. So in the end, let's say about maybe 20 gallons. On top of my 80 gallon is a Refugium is going to be fantastic. I'm going to very closely monitor my water levels and my protein skimmer to see if anything is leaching out of any of this that should not be. Closely monitor fish. If there's any issues, I'm going to go right back to my overhang filtration unit, and I'll disassemble this and figure things out. Let's see. I'll go in and I'll show you the overflow really quick. Hopefully this thing doesn't come off while I'm playing. Protein skimmer is going to go in there. The air bubbles are going in there when I get it down below. And then this whole overhang guy is going to come off, which is just nasty anyways. And it's not really that effective for my fishies and what I want to do. Oh, overhang unit. Here's the bio balls I'm going to put in. Bottom on line. A ton of them. Then I got a ton of pinky insulation that I'm going to feed into that bad boy. This thing's going to be filtered to the max. It's going to be so awesome. My overhang is a CPR unit. Highly recommended. If you're going to do a overhang overflow, I wasn't drilling into this guy, so it's not reef ready. 600 gallon per hour model. It's just going to go right on the edge, and then a 1-inch tube is going to go right down where you see my return going right now in that system. I have a 1-inch black rubber PVC, and then I have an aqua lifter that's going to create the siphon for me all the time. So that's all going in. Once this testing, I'm going to let the stuff sit for about, I don't know, 3 hours. I feel pretty comfortable with it already, to be honest. I just need to make sure the bulkheads are sealed completely with some more plumber tape. Those are my emergency drain bulkheads. And then I need to just seal these guys up a little bit. That's about it. So, no, it's been great. Now, ever since I put the blue straps on to tighten up and not let it expand so much, because as soon as it expands, the seals break. It was awful. I even thought about these triangles. I thought about this last night. The triangles have eye holes both ways. I could have actually drilled through the plexiglass and mounted it completely, and it would have even been more. But there's so much caulk on there that we're solid. This is good. This is a great system, guys. I'm really happy with this. It took me forever, but woohoo! I think I'm going to put this puppy in tonight, go pick up some sand, simple light. I'm ready, man. I've been chomping at the bit to get this thing in there, and now the fact that I can actually see my design has a really nice flow going through this thing, I'm all about it. If anybody liked the designs and such, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to share. Maybe you can tip me by buying me a beer or something. Besides that, we're out of here, guys. Take care. I'll when I get all hooked up and things are rock and rolling, I'll shoot